of friends. Susan read an article in the latest issue of Atlantic, really discussing public and private, speaking about how to care for people, care for all people. And in the private department, which is what we have now, huge numbers of people are not cared for. Huge numbers. And many who are cared for some, and that's all that can happen. And this is why I've spent 50 years trying to get our hospital built. Because when you care about people, there is no real private. It's all public. Because the uncared for are killing themselves, hurting others, hurting lives. But mostly it's philosophically saying that I am not my brother's keeper. I guess I'm not my sister's keeper either. And, this was tied into this feeling of how I turned communal. I'm a child of the 60s, let me make that perfectly clear, that in the 60s, we were criticizing this very issue and criticizing the war in Vietnam and criticizing any, let's just say any private, because we are public. If we're at a shopping mall, we're there. We're all there. And even if so many people are looking away and not looking into each other's eyes and not stopping to have a shared conversation like they might have in the 19th century, that it was in this climate that huge numbers of us decided to live communally. It's so interesting to be in a neighborhood of nuclear families in houses that look like they could hold 20 people. And yet it's holding a solitary person or a nuclear family. If you reach out to elder hippies, they may have said, oh yeah, I joined the commune back in the 60s and the 70s, and then we found that people really didn't know how to get along with each other, so I moved back and I'm living alone now. Another place to look is Communities magazine, which grew out of that era, and you'll see in the classifieds at the back, people to write. I've been there, in fact. So, yes, explore this, and you can explore it with everybody in all ages. But for fun, reach out to other people who may have been there when communes were thriving. Well, for us, 20 adults moved into a large 6-bedroom house and said we were a hospital. We lived there. And in a way, we were learning to be that chimpanzee family, that grade 8 family, the family of a group of people. And yes, economically, it was much easier to do both our medical dream and to live together inexpensively. But the real thrill was how we lived collectively. How we were comfortable with nudity, how we were comfortable with so many people observing our life and we were observing their life. Where I grew up in the military, where it was all nuclear family living, and there was so much privacy, and so many times I'd go into a home and I would see that even the couple there were not friendly and playful with each other. So we're just opening a door here. This is a gigantic thing to look at all over the world. A giant thing to, when you're, it's interesting. I've been walking down the huge mall that is local to get some exercise with my walker and my prosthesis. And I am often saying hello to people who don't say hello back. I'm just trying to connect, and it's as if you can see almost on their face it's an interruption of their life, and that you're in the mall together, you're in this life together, and you're not connected. And so the number one prescribed medicines are antidepressants. To me, depression is always loneliness, not a disease, but this thing I'm talking about, public and private. So I'm here to push public. Obviously, especially if you're a woman, you need to make sure you're safe. But after you know you're safe, maybe anyone you meet could be your buddy. Anyone you meet possibly could be a roommate or part of a little communal group mate. Start thinking about it and read anthropology, read books of the 60s, read things that give you a sense of people getting along and people not getting along, because I am here to push people getting along. Please. Okay, feel free to write me of your experiments. Yum.